everyone, thanks for joining us on TVC News at 10. I am Aboseti Adeniraduremi. We start off with security. President Bola Tinubu says the decoration of the newly appointed service chiefs marks the beginning of renewed efforts to ensure the peace and security of all Nigerians. The president said this in the presidential villa when he decorated the newly appointed service chiefs with their new ranks. TVC News State House correspondent Femi Akonde reports.
New ranks for the newly appointed service chiefs, but with these ranks come greater responsibilities on their shoulders. The Nigerian Senate had earlier screened and confirmed their appointments, but now the commander-in-chief is charging them with the task ahead. President Bola Tinubu raised concerns about the emergence of a new armed group in the north-central region and some other parts of the country. He promised to provide the necessary support to get the job done, but also demanded patriotism, loyalty and commitment from the armed forces.
Our grave concern to our administration is the recent emergence of a new armed groups in the troublesome area of North Central, Northwest, and parts of the South. We must not allow this new threat to fester. We must be decisive and proactive. Let us smash the new snakes right in the head. I charge you, as head of our nation's armed forces, to carry out your duties with patriotic zeal. Nigerians expect result and not excuses.
For the new service chiefs, President Tinubu's directive is clear. They must be innovative, preemptive and courageous. The Chief of Defense Staff, on behalf of his colleagues and the armed forces of Nigeria, assured that they would work tirelessly to rid the country of all forms of criminality.
That will do our utmost best to ensure that we rid Nigeria of all forms of criminality and make Nigeria safer so that socio-economic endeavors can thrive. We pledge our loyalty to Mr. President, and we assure you that we'll continue to support the flourishing democracy.
The new Chief of Defense Staff now assumes a higher rank as General Olufemi Oluyede. Lieutenant General Wahidi Shuaibu is the new Chief of Army Staff. Vice Admiral Idi Abbas assumes duty as Chief of Naval Staff. Air Marshal Sunday Anekwe is the Chief of the Air Staff. Beyond the ceremony of these decorations lies the reality of security challenges that must be tackled with new strategies. Nigerians continue to hold on to hope as the service chiefs renew the offensive against terror and criminality. Femi Akonde, TVC News, Abuja.
Meanwhile, the new service chiefs led by the Chief of Defense Staff have assumed office following handover ceremonies at the Armed Forces Complex in Abuja. Stephen Essien reports.
It's a new era for the Armed Forces of Nigeria following the Senate's confirmation of the appointment of new service chiefs. The incoming Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, takes the lead. He takes over from General Christopher Musa as the 19th Chief of Defense Staff.
My leadership will therefore be guided by the principles of professionalism, jointness, discipline, innovation, and accountability. We shall build on the achievements of my predecessor by strengthening synergy among the services and defense agencies.
Prior to assuming the role of Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General Oluyede handed over to Major General Wahidi Shuaibu as the 25th Chief of Army Staff.
I wish to assure you that I will do everything to advance the transformation of the Nigerian Army into a professional, innovative, and formidable force that is agile, adaptable, combat resilience, capable of decisively discharging its constitutional responsibility within a joint and multi-agency environment.
Similar ceremonies were held at the Navy and Air Force headquarters.
My tenure will be guided by a clear and actionable strategic approach, focusing on strengthening maritime security and combating illegalities, enhancing the operational capability of our fleet through aggressive fleet renewal, use of technology.
My appointment as the 23rd Chief of the Air Staff is both an honor and a humbling experience. Coming at this crucial period of our national development, I see it as an opportunity and a call to national duty, which I accept with the utmost humility.
With Lieutenant General Olufemi Oloyede now at the helm as the Chief of Defense Staff, the nation's defense structure enters a new phase.
The new chiefs are reaffirming their commitments to duty and affirming their loyalty to the country, above all, to redouble efforts to curb the security challenges confronting the country. Sifon Essien, TVC News, Abuja.
Global security analyst and MD CEO D-Breeze Protection Services Limited, Dixon Asaje, joins me for more on this. Mr. Asaje, Nigerians expect results and not excuses. That is the charge that Mr. President has handed down to the new service chiefs. How much of a call to action do you perceive that to be for them?
Fantastic. I want to use this opportunity to congratulate the new service chiefs and also congratulate the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in appointing these brave officers to take charge of our national security and to ensure our waterways are protected from the naval perspective, and also our air is protected from the air command, and also our land is being protected from the Chief of Army Staff. So for me, I think these guys coming on board, I see them as the new strikers for them to come and strike the enemies of the state, because Nigeria has been bedeviled by a multi-dimensional security threat, and a lot has been done from the past service chief, and we also need to use the opportunity to congratulate them and also appreciate their service to the states, to the Nigerian people, putting their lives on the line right from their youthful age, and retiring well is something to applaud them for. For me, this new service chief, I congratulate them, and the charge from the President is a welcome idea and a welcome development, and they must see that as one of their, take home for them to protect the territorial integrity of Nigeria.
Now, Mr. Sade, one thing that comes with these appointments is that certain officers would have to automatically resign, or is it retire, as it were. How do we now ensure that we can actually glean from the experience since they actually have to step out of active service now?
Well, that is how it is. Life goes on. The President, as the #1 citizen, has the right to hire and fire, and decides to choose those who he feels are capable and have the capacity to take charge of the Nigerian security design. Because I tell you that the Nigerian military is the last hope of defense, and we must get it right when appointing the service chiefs, so that they will be able to protect democracy, protect our territory, protect the people, and those that will be living. It has been a culture all this while that when 1 or 2 service chiefs are being appointed, perhaps maybe their seniors that were not privileged to be appointed will have to take a bow, because they cannot work under the command of their junior, or who they perceive were their juniors while in the academy or while still in service. So for me, I see that as a game of service, game of, I wouldn't want to say game of luck. They should just see it as a game of service, and also ensure that they support the present service chief while they disengage from service, or while some of them are still in service. Every one of them needs to support this new service chief, and also ensure that intelligence must be, seen as one of the major factors that is hitting us so hard. The new service chief must, have a lot of intelligence, synergize with the DSS. The DSS is one of the, one of the lead agencies in the area of intelligence gathering from human intelligence and others.
Yeah, now that you've spoken about intelligence, let's get to it, because sometimes people are wary of sharing information because they are scared of what happens to them after the information is actually disclosed. So how do you advise that these service chiefs approach this critical aspect of gathering intel to be able to face the challenges head on?
Fantastic question, and I think I will not want to take a departure from what you just highlighted. I think that's what has been happening. The new service chief should also see or set a board of inquiry to ascertain those bad eggs that have, infiltrated the system, because some persons, I strongly believe, are, selling out intelligence. Any country that wants to survive must survive, in the area of intelligence. And intelligence management must be seen as one of the bedrock in the survival of the fight against this terrorist group. So this new service chief must see intelligence management as one of the key factors, synergize with the DSS, the Nigerian police, the civil defense, and also the people, and also ensure the people that whatever intelligence they get from the human perspective, human intelligence, and also tech intelligence or tech ints, they must be protected so that they don't put the lives of the informants or those who want to share intelligence to the military or to the police for the survival of our country. So intelligence management must be the top notch in the area of in the discharge of their duties,
Security.
so that Nigeria will be protected very properly.
Security expert Dixon Osagie, many thanks for talking to us on TVC News at 10.
Thank you for having me. Congratulations to the new service chief. God bless Nigeria and protect our brave troops. Thank you.
We're still talking